How's it going, everybody? Luker back again. If you've been following Twitter as much as I have, then you've probably seen that the new mini set has been revealed, and it will be coming out on Thursday, the 21st of January. That's like, from recording it from right now, it's 2 days from now, and it's 1 day from when this video will be up. That's kind of insane. I, for one, am actually very excited about the new mini set. I'm very happy with the way that they released all the information about the cards like 2 days before, and it wasn't just kind of like a slow drip every day for a month. I'm so happy with how they did this. Also, quickly, the new mini set will be purchasable for, you can get them normally in your packs, or you can buy the entire mini set for $20 American, or $15 American, sorry, or 2,000 gold. They've never done this before. I guess they kind of have with Adventures, but for a set price, you can buy the entirety of the cards, and that is actually really good. Blizzard's never done this before, and this is a really good payment model, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Today, though, we're going to be taking a look at my 5 favorite cards from the mini set. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and to subscribe to the channel, as it helps me out a lot. Like, a lot. You can also leave a comment and let me know what your favorite card of the new set is so far. I want to see what cards you guys are excited to play with. If you guys enjoyed this video, I might try to get out a top 5 decks for day 1, but I'm not sure if these cards are enough to make new decks. We'll see. But without further ado, let's take a look at the 5th card on my list. We're going to be going from 5, 4, 3, 2, and then finally to number 1, the card that I think is the best. So without further ado, let's take a look at number 5 on my list. Before I jump into number 5 on the list, I just want to say that there is a lot of cards that obviously aren't going to make this list. It's only the top 5. The Darkmoon Races, I think that's what it's called, mini set, is a very, very, very powerful set. The baseline for card strength is just very high. So there are a lot of cards that won't make lists. Some might make mine, some might make other people's, some might make yours. You might think I'm dumb, that's okay, I think I'm pretty dumb. But in reality, there's just a lot of cards that might not make it, and that doesn't mean they're weak. I think they are very strong. I think it's just these are the ones that I personally think will impact the meta the most. Without further ado, number 5 on my list is Illidari Studies, which is a 1-mana Demon Hunter card. Discover an Outcast card, your next one costs 1 less. This card's pretty good. There are some bad Outcast cards, but the big thing is Skull. Skull. Whether you discover Skull with us, or even if you don't, and you just discount your Skull by 1 mana, that's pretty fucking good. There's also I-Beam. Making I-Beam, like, it's not even about discounting the I-Beam. Discounting it's good, especially if it's outcasted. I think it goes to 0. Oh no, the tech should override it. Either way, discovering an I-Beam is just good. If you're OTK Demon Hunter, it gives you another one to use liberally for removal, or just for the combo. It also just discounts any thing if you want to remove a card from 1 into 2 without outcasting it. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, and I think it's very powerful. But again, the big thing is discounting your Skull. If you make Skull 5 mana, that's the pre-nerf card, and that's broken. It's just broken. It's just all it is. If Demon Hunter sees play in any form that runs Skull, this card will probably be in the list. Also, if you generated a Fawn Maker, or I guess Cobalt, the 3/5, the Dragon. If you generate it off either of these two, then it's very good. I think it's just an auto-include in most Demon Hunter decks, and I'm excited to see how far it goes. Unless my opponents discover Skull, then I'm not excited at all. Anyways, I think number 4 is a bit more exciting, so let's hop right into that one, guys. Number 4 on this list is a card that I kind of wish it didn't exist, and it's Libram of Judgment. Libram of Judgment is a Paladin card. I'm going to just pull it up so I don't give you the wrong stat line. I probably should have had it before, but it's a 7-mana 5/3 weapon for Paladin, and if you corrupt it, it gains lifesteal. You probably look at this and you think, 7-mana 5/3, it's not a bad stat line. That's 7-mana 15 fucking damage. It's a 7-mana Tyrian weapon. But how do you corrupt it? How do you gain lifesteal? It's kind of hard. No, it's fucking not. You can play all the Libram cards because for some reason it's a Libram. You can discount the cost. So by playing this card, let's say you play the 1/3 on 1, you only have one of them. Now it's a 6-mana card. Then on turn 4 or 5, you play the 4/6 by coining it out or playing it on 5. And now it's all of a sudden a 4-mana 5/3 weapon. And if you play another 5-drop, or 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter, it corrupts it into a lifesteal weapon. This card pushes an insane amount of damage, it heals a lot. In fact, I might be underrating it. I think it could be higher on the list, but I think Librams just aren't that good. I think the deck's kind of weak. But this is a very powerful weapon, and as long as it exists, I think Sticky Fingers will probably be back in the meta. I would not be surprised if throughout the entire mini set, every deck is running Ooze or Sticky Fingers. There's not much to say about this card because it kind of just defines itself. You always play it in a Libram deck, you don't have to build around it that much. It's always going to fit one set of deck. But the card is just good. It's innately just a powerful card, and I think it's going to see a lot of play. If you play Libram Paladin, this is an auto-include. If you don't play Libram Paladin, well, Paladin's probably just not playable. You can probably see the pain in my eyes. It's a little dark, and I know I'm kind of far from the camera. If I look closely, you can probably see the pain in my eyes. I hate Librams. I hate this mechanic. I don't like this deck. But this card's pretty good. It's a lot of damage. Maybe it'll turn Libram Paladin into more aggressive. I know I'm very excited for my opponent to just play this and then pens every turn and just slowly kill me from 30. It's going to be fun. So yeah, this was number 4 on the list. Sag. Number 3 on the list might be a bit more controversial for some people, because I know there are quite a few people who are saying this is the best card in the set. Zeddy came into my stream earlier today, which you can find on twitch.tv/Luker_HS, and he mentioned he thinks this card is going to be the first one to get nerfed. I know Jay Alexander is very excited for it. I know Wild players are very afraid of this with Kingsbane. But Nitro Boost Poison is the card coming in at number 3 on my list. For those of you who don't know, this is a dual class card, which means it's Rogue and Warrior. It's 1 mana, give a minion +2 attack. Corrupt, and your weapon. This card is just good. I mean, if you're playing an aggro rogue deck, it's pretty easy to corrupt a 1 mana card. You can play any 2 mana minion, let's say Sneaky Delinquent. You can go turn 1, pass, I don't know, maybe you play a 1-drop. But turn 2, Sneaky Delinquent, 3/1 stealth. Turn 2, you dagger, and you play this. Now you have a 3/2 dagger and a 5/1 Sneaky Delinquent. And that's very good. That's a lot of damage. That right there alone is pushing 11 damage with your weapon and your minion over 2. That's problematic. Warrior decks can also use this, and Rage Warrior could play it. I think there might be a Pirate Warrior deck that can run this. If you can play this on Ankar, if you can play this on Arcanite Reaper, or just anything, it's just more pressure, and that's what you need with an aggro deck. But I think in Rage Warrior is probably the deck that finds it most home for this. You can literally just play this as a 1 mana +2 attack on the Wormhole, making it a 3/10. Again, that's just, in the wise words of Crip, that's pretty good. You know, I think Crip says that. Anyways, I think this card's very good. I think I will not be surprised to see it in every deck. If it is not seeing play in every deck, I will be very surprised. I'm not going to say I'll eat my shoe if I'm wrong, because I like my shoes. But Nitro Boost Poison is just a fantastic card. I think it's going to see play in Standard and Wild. I don't think it's going to get nerfed. It's possible that it does, but I don't think it will. I think it's a pretty strong card. It's just kind of hard to nerf. Anyways, I think this card is fantastic. It's like a 5 out of 5, and even though it's a 5 out of 5, it's only coming in at number 3 because I think the other 2 cards are better. So let's take a look at number 2, gamers. I think I'm getting better at doing these intros and like the cuts where I'm like, let's take a look at number 2, and then we jump into number 2, my editor puts together. I think I'm a genius. I don't know. Maybe my brain's small. Number 2 on my list is actually a mage card, and I haven't seen many people talk about this card at all. I think this card is very good. I almost put it at number 1, but the number 1 card to me is like the most broken thing that they've printed in a while. So, number 2 on my list is a mage card. It is a 1 mana 1/3, Glacial Racer. 1 mana 1/3 spell burst, deal 3 damage to all frozen minions. First and foremost, it's a 1/3. If that doesn't tell you enough, you probably haven't played Hearthstone for very long. 1/3s have historically been very good. Having a body on one that doesn't get removed is just very good. It combos with the Mage Ping. On turn 1 you play it, on turn 2 you can trade into something and ping. You can now kill 2 health minions. Also, the effect is pretty good. Deals 3 damage to all frozen minions. There are a slew of ways you can use this. You could not play it on turn 1. You could hold it for Blizzard, making your turn 7 be 5 damage AoE and freeze. Play it on turn 3, making your Frost Nova freeze and deal 3 damage to all. You can play it with Ray of Frost. That is actually the reason I think this card is so good, is Ray of Frost. Temple Mage now has a 1 mana minion that you can play on curve against aggressive decks. You could hold against mid-range decks or control decks. I guess control, you probably just play it and hit them. But against aggressive and control decks, you attack with it and use it as a body. And against mid-range decks, you play it for the effect. That combos so well with Mage. Ray of Frost is a card. In Tempo Mage, your turn 2, this is like the perfect world, but in like your turn 3 or turn 2, whatever, could be Apprentice, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Glacial Racer, Ray of Frost, and you're wiping a board. You could also, in a better world, do that on turn 3 with coin, or turn 4 with coin and play a Mana Cyclone. Obviously, perfect world, but just literally turn 2, you play this in Ray of Frost, you kill a minion. That's just good. This card is just good. There's Brain Freeze as well. There's so many freeze effects in Mage that I think this card is in auto-include in so many Mage decks. I hope that it builds like combo type Mage deck. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. But we also got a 2 mana spell that like banks 2 mana for next turn. You get like a crystal. You get like a biscuit in hand for 2 mana. Then next turn you gain 2 mana. So maybe there's a world where this card combined with that can make some kind of combo Mage deck. And I really am hoping it is, because I love combo Mage decks. I long for the days of Freeze Mage to come back. But there's one card that is better than Glacial Racer. And let's take a look at what it is, guys. The number 1 card on the list. I can't give you a drum roll because my microphone's going to seize out if I start hitting my desk. And I don't know. I prefer the suspense of staring at you into your eyes and waiting. The number 1 card on my list is Sparkjoy Cheat. 3 mana 3/3 rogue card. I hate this card already. I'm already upset. It's a 3 mana 3/3 rogue card. Sparkjoy Cheat is Battle Cry. If you're holding a secret, cast it and then draw a card. You heard me right. 3 mana 3/3, cast a secret from your hand, and draw a card. I'm going to break this down for you guys. A 3/3 is usually for 3 mana. Usually if there's a minion That's a 3/3. It means it's a 3 mana minion with an effect. Usually how you calculate mana cost is you do attack plus health plus 1. So it would be... Or mana cost times 2 plus 1, I think is what it is, right? Is the total stats. So it would be a 3 cost minion would be 7 stats. It would be 3 times 2 for 6 plus 1. So it would be a 3/4. Is like the average stat line. It changes when you add effects and stuff into it. But in general, a 3-drop would be about 3/3, 3/4. So let's say a 3/3 is a 3-drop. A secret is 2 mana. So you're now playing a secret from hand. That is a 5 mana effect already for rogue secrets. And you draw a card, which historically is about 1 or 2 mana. We'll say 1, we'll be generous. This is a 6 mana effect. For 6 mana, you're paying 3 mana to play as 2 mana secret, draw a card, and summon a 3/3. That's insane. The downsides are you don't pick the secret from hand. Who gives a shit? You only run like 2 secrets anyway in Rogue. And you have to have a secret in hand, obviously, to do it. If you don't have a secret in hand, it doesn't draw a card. But this card is just still so good. It does everything Rogue wants. My thought process is this card is so broken, they might be telling us that they're rotating Hanar out. I think they're just like giving Rogue secret support because they must be rotating Hanar out in the Hall of Fame. I hope that's what they're doing because Hanar is like my least favorite card that they've printed in a very long time, except for Mind Render Lucia. But this card's broken. I'm sorry. This card is just insanely broken. I don't like it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should be like optimistic and be like, it's so cool, but it's just like, I'm already tilted. I see my opponent playing this, drawing a card, they hit the Shadow Step, they step it, they play it again, they prep, swindle, they Shadow Step, they play Foxy Fraud, they Shadow Step it, they play it, they add win, and I lose. You know, like, I see it happening, and I'm upset. I don't think Rogue needed more cycle and cheating. I don't think they needed more cheating. But I know some Rogue players are probably a big fan of this card. I think this card is like, all the other cards on my list are like here in terms of power level, and this card's like here. You can't see my hand, but trust me, it's going very high. Regardless, I am excited for the mini set though, and I think that Sparkjoy Cheat is by far the best card in the set, and I expect it to make a very, very heavy impact on the already dominated Rogue meta. And that wraps up my initial look at the top 5 cards from Darkmoon Races mini set. I think the set, as I said, has a very high power level, and I'm very excited to see how it impacts the meta. Personally, I think this will actually impact the meta quite heavily. I don't know if it'll break it, but it's going to give us a little bit of spice before the new year, you know? I think the new set is supposed to come out in March or April, and it comes with a rotation. A bunch of new decks will be rotating. A bunch of old decks will be rotating out, such as Galakron, Lackeys. It's another one that I'm missing. I know the Reno portrait. Oh, Highlander and Reno, like the amazing Reno, are rotating out. So I, for one, am very excited for the new year, and I think this will be a good way to tie us over. I'm hoping it goes well. If you guys enjoyed this content, please be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Every time you guys like the video or subscribe to the channel, it helps my video gain more views and it helps me grow. I'm putting a lot of work into YouTube over the next year, and I'd love to see your support and your beautiful faces back on the channel. If there's a card that you don't agree with on this list, I'd love to see you guys argue with me in the comments. Tell me what you think your top 5 is. Maybe even just your best card. That's fine too. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to try to make a top 5 decks for the new mini set for day 1. But no promises, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to do it in such a tight turnaround, but I'll do my best, guys. If you enjoy this content, you know what to do. My name is Luker. I appreciate your support, and peace out, Cub Scouts. Heading off. Catch you guys later.